Since I'm getting ready to film a class that I have in production, I thought I would do a studio tour because I cleaned up my studio. So this is the door, and that painting on the door was painted for me by Afton. Entree muy suave. Normally that desk or that table is covered in art supplies constantly, but since I'm getting ready to film this class, it's empty, and that's why I thought I'd do this video. Okay, so when you walk in on the right, there's a blank wall, which usually has paintings, but doesn't today. And then I also store some extra chairs and a stand. Okay, so coming into the room, I'm going to do a 180 and I'm going to flip around to the door and behind the door. So starting behind the door, on the wall is my battle mantra, and it says, I don't start fights, but if you start one with me, you better pack a lunch, because I will keep getting up until you go down, which means I don't have strength, but I have endurance, and I will not stop fighting. And when you go down, I will take you down again for starting a fight with me. When you finally wear out from kicking my ass, I will kick you when you are down. Then I will kick you when you are down, so that you think twice before you start a fight with someone else again, because you got your ass kicked so bad the last time. That is my thoughts on battle. So you don't want to be in a fight with me, for sure. Although it takes a lot. Okay, then I have this poster I made when my husband and I first combined families, and there was, between the two of us, we had 8 kids, I think. Anyway, now we actually have, you see all these names, these are all the family. We actually have 11 more grandkids and in-laws. And okay, and then up here I have a photograph that I took at my stepson's birthday party, and I won an award for that. I have a dragon that I painted. I have the first portrait I ever did, which took me a week, and it took me 20 years to do another one because I don't have a week for anything. These are some paintings that my granddaughter Sophia has painted for me, and I just love their artwork. It's so awesome, right? Then I have some extra frames back there peeking out on the right. On the bottom is my face painting boards. Oh, and that's my face painting portable table that goes with me. Okay. Then here's an old painting. Well, I'm not going to tweak you. Love is kind. Love is patient. That's cute, right? That's when I didn't have any of my art supplies. Okay, so then right in front of you is my office, which is real cool. Okay, so this room is actually my studio, my office, and where I store basically my hair stuff. And this is my office. It's an old armoire that my husband repurposed for me. And on top of it, I keep my paper cutter. And this is where the coolness comes in. Okay, so right now the doors are open because I've got cords going in there and I don't want to crimp them. But normally they all shut with like magnets, and we push them like a old stereo or whatever. Ta-da! So you open it up and there's my office. On the left, I've got important papers. In the middle, on the top, I've got printer supplies and office supplies and some crayons and my computer supplies and some files where I store my paperwork until I have to file it. And then in the middle row, I've got, oh my gosh, hole punches, and that box on the right with the flowers. That's where I store all my business records and my home records until I have time to sort through them and file them, which right now that's where they're filed. And then on the desktop, I've got my Galaxy Book, which is a PC computer made by Samsung, and it's awesome. And then on the right, I've got my Canson photo printer. And then on the right, I've got other various things. And then on the bottom, I know this office is not over, right? I have these 2 doors, and down there has a matching matching stool with a fan under it, sorry. And then on this side is where my printer would go if it fitted. And it's an actually pull-out table, but right now it stores my paper, and this also stores my printer paper and photo paper. I know, really cool, right? And what's cool about this desk, besides everything I've just shown you, this basically armoire office, is that this all comes out. First of all, this drawer comes out. That's got all kinds of office supplies in there, and pens and stuff. But also this whole table, this whole, yeah, I'm shoving it. This whole thing comes out. So it could be a standing desk. The whole thing pulls out. So it could be a standing desk, or I can use that stool and sit there. Cool, right? It's so cool. And it's really dirty, and I apologize for that. But I just decided to do this tour last minute. So I'll get one big look at it. It's a little bit cramped in here. It's not that small of a room, but you wouldn't know by all the stuff I'm packing in, right? So that's basically my office, and it's done in a cherry mahogany finish, and it's just gorgeous. So I'm going to shut it all back up, and then we'll continue back on with this tour. Okay, I've semi-shut it up, and normally when I'm working in my studio, it's actually all open because I'm actually printing stuff and need arts, pencils and stuff like that. And those doors, one last thing, sorry, the doors swing all the way around and go flat. So the whole thing is open as an office. And that's normally how I keep it, because I can't really use a printer without it being open because the tray sticks out past the door, but that's fine. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so here's looking at my workspace. I have a mispatch of chairs for this reason. This chair is actually an extra dining room chair for when we have guests over for dinner. So it's just where I'm storing it. And then the one at the end is actually where I do most of my artwork. This is actually I actually have a cosmetology license. Yes, I do hair as well. And that was my medium for a very long time, was making women beautiful. So that's a stylist chair that I'm saving because I may do hair again. I don't know, right? I'm retired, but I loved doing hair and making women beautiful. So right now it's used in here. My granddaughter Afton uses it to paint one. This is her half of the table, and that's my half of the table. And then that's just another chair. Okay, so in that corner over there is where we're going next. Okay, so, okay, first, this arm. My husband made me this arm. It can do a bird's eye view, taping anything I'm painting all over that big table, and it's just really fabulous, right? And it goes out of the way when I'm not using it, but I was using it and I'm getting ready to film, so I did push it all the way. Okay, so when this stuff's not on the table, it's in the windowsill, and that's paintbrushes and watercolor pencils and regular colored pencils, and the one in the middle is my kit that I have my brushes and dip pens, and that brown roll is my paintbrushes. Then I've got some tape that I use daily, so it's just piled there. And then I've got, in the green bottle is actually alcohol for texture effects on my watercolors, and in the clear bottle is water. And then I've got all my little sticky stuff to make notes in my notebooks, and those green things are actually Post-its, but giant ones. Then I've got some paintings stuck to the wall. I got a watercolor chart that I refer to. It's what my main colors. And I've got my little backpack that I use when I'm going. I love this backpack. This is my happy backpack for when I'm mobile, taking my going plein air. I packed some watercolors and pad in there, and that's what I do. I've got my art goals, and I've got my vision board. Well, it's in writing, but it's going to be a vision board. Then I've got something there. I don't know what that is, but it's a reminder. Travel partner. Oh, stuff for summer and the girls. Okay. Then some paintings that were in a gallery that didn't sell, so now they're back here. Yay. And that gallery actually closed, which I'm sad about. And then this is where I store everything that I want to have right within reach when I'm painting, but not cluttering up my table, which will already be cluttered. And then this back here is where I store my microfiber towels, not just for here, but the whole house, because I don't want them washed with anything else, and I'm a freak about my stuff. So I hide them. I hide the dirty microfiber towels until I'm ready to wash them all, and then I wash them all. And this is some backdrop for my videos. And the cleaning supplies for downstairs, some of them. It's the broom and the sweeper, which I use in here as well. An extra chair, another extra chair, got lots of chairs. We have a big family, and when we have a family gathering, I need all the chairs I can find and all the tables, just so I can fit everybody. Okay, so here's my gallery wall. The stuff on top is more artwork that was in a gallery and didn't sell, so now it's here on my wall. And I just enjoyed looking at it. And this is my current stuff in progress is in the middle row, my gallery wall. And then on the floor is just some frames. I've got my studio lights for when I'm filming in poor lighting conditions. I got my arm, and then here's all Afton's. Afton's got her gallery wall, and this is her stuff, her paintings, and a lot of times I'll have her paintings up here as well on my gallery wall so they can look at them, or the other grandkids. But right now, since I'm doing a class, I don't want them in the background. And then more of her paintings. The white umbrella is also part of my lighting stand for my photography. I know, I do it all. And then some books. There's a window there. There's a window there. So it's real bright in here. And my tripod, and it's just stored there. Okay, wait till you see what's behind this curtain. Take a freaking crap. Hold on, I'm going to open it up, and then I will bring you back. Curtain's open, but I'm going to have to do a 360 because otherwise I can't get it all in there. Okay, that is like floor-to-ceiling shelves. On the top shelf is all of my cosmetology stuff. So I've got my pedicure stuff. I've got my vintage dryer. There's some candelabras stuff that's not really part of that, but that, like, those boxes are full of hair dryers and brushes and thermal tools, like curling irons and stuff. Not stuff that I use, but stuff that I use at work. And then yeah, that's what's in there. And then this second shelf down is my, oh my God, my scrapbooking stuff. Those are all photographs I have. I get hundreds of photos printed, and that is all my pile. It's piled up, and that is not even all of it. I also have another bin that's just full of, well, it's actually buried under this stuff I showed you in the corner. There's two big giant bins. Let me show you that house. And they are all full of like groove books, which are 100 photographs from each month for like 10 years. Those two on the bottom are full of groove books. That whole shelf is full of groove books and albums and keepsakes, and that's where that all goes. And one time I had a couple little teenage girls that I was trading services. I was doing their nails and hair and makeup for prom in exchange for them scrapbooking my photos for me and putting them in albums. But I have since had it pile up again, and so that's what I need to do, is get some teenage girls that will scrapbook for nails. Okay, so then that next shelf is all my art supplies, and on the left in that basket behind the glue, that entire thing is full of acrylic paints. And the blue bag to the left of that entire blue bag is full of professional face paints. That's my kit that I take and go for small events. Yeah. And then over here, and then I'll have to go in the other corner to get the other corner, but yeah. Then the next shelf down on the left is all my crochet supplies and yarn and making flowers and all that good stuff. And next to it is all of Afton's art supplies. That's just all Afton. The rest of that shelf is all her, and it's really messy. She has to go through and clean it, much like me too. Then the next shelf down is all craft supplies in general for all the grandkids. It's just everything you can imagine. Crayons and markers and color books and boxes and flowers and beads and just everything you can imagine the kid could use to create with is on that shelf. And then on the bottom shelf is my documents in file boxes and my sewing machines, which I have two, and my sewing supplies. And then over on the right, which I'm going to have to walk to the other corner so I can tell you. And I'm going to pause this while I do that. Okay, so on the right, more hair stuff on the top, scrapbooking albums and stuff in the middle, or the next one down. And then on the right is my actual paint making supplies, because I can actually make watercolors as well. And all of my porcelain palettes stacked there, extra and finished watercolor sketchbooks down there in Afton's thing. Also in the right hand corner, very far back, which you can't see underneath paper because it's buried in there, is more face paints, professional quality face paints for my business. And then down here, more kids stuff. And at the very bottom, there's a suitcase on the right, and that is what's got all of my face paints, all of my glitter, all of my balloons, all of that stuff, because I actually have, it's called Funshine Family. It's a face painting, and I mean, basically we bring the fun to your party. I started that business with my granddaughters, Natalie and Sophia, but once they lost interest, so did I. But I still have all the stuff. I still have all my business licenses. I still keep all that insurance up, just in case we might want to do a face painting gig. You never know, right? They're lots of fun. Painting on kids, that's a good time, right? Painting's painting. Anyway, so you have now seen my office, and yeah, it's really ghetto, right? But I love it. I have a good time. I'm grateful for all the space I have and all the stuff I can shove in here. And oh, so my future plans are, I'm going to purge. I got to get rid of some of these frames, or get a place to put them that's not like sitting there, and have a better place for these tables that I only need occasionally. But I'm going to purge. And in this corner here, my husband, he makes stuff. And he's going to make me, I'm going to have him make me like shelves that go from the top to the bottom and match my office. So this whole thing will be like open shelving here. I think it'll be open. Maybe I'll hang curtains. I don't know. And then same thing on the other side, just to expand my storage space, because as you can see, I'm out of room. It's a mess. And all this stuff that has to sit next to me is just messy. That drives me insane, having a corner like that. But it's right there where I turn around and grab it. And so that's why it's there. And this is my main spot where I create, right here and right here. Anyway, thank you so much for taking my tour. Bye.